Have you ever wondered why you feel the way you do? Most of us grew up with the belief that emotions are hardwired, automatic reactions, like little triggers in our brains that fire off beyond our control. We tend to think that if someone smiles, they must be happy, or if they stare blankly, they must be feeling something specific. But what if I told you that science has uncovered a completely different, and far more empowering, reality? The truth is, emotions are not universal, they are not hardwired, and they certainly don't exist as circuits buried deep within our brains. In fact, no brain on this planet contains emotion circuits. Instead, emotions are guesses. They are complex predictions that your brain constructs in the moment, using billions of neurons working together to make sense of your reality. Think about how your brain works right now. It doesn't just passively react to the world around you. It's actually a prediction machine. Your brain is constantly sifting through a lifetime of past experiences, weighing probabilities, and asking, what is this most like? It is essentially hallucinating your reality. When you look at an image, your brain is filling in the gaps based on what it already knows. If you see a shape that is ambiguous, your brain doesn't wait to find out what it is. It makes an immediate, efficient guess. This process of prediction is the basis of every experience you have. And it is exactly how you perceive the emotions of others. When you look at someone's face, you believe you are reading their internal state, just like reading words on a page. But in reality, your brain is predicting what those facial movements mean based on your own past experiences and the current context. A stoic stare does not have an intrinsic emotional meaning. It could mean someone is a cold-hearted killer, or it could simply mean they are stoically accepting defeat, depending entirely on the context. Physical movements have no emotional meaning until we, the observers, connect them to a situation. This mechanism is just as powerful when it comes to experiencing your own emotions. Your brain is wired to feel basic, simple sensations, calmness, agitation, comfort, or discomfort, based on the physiology of your body. Think of these feelings as a barometer for your health. But these simple feelings have very little detail. They tell you that something is happening in your body, but they don't tell you what to do about it. To get that detail, your brain links these internal sensations with the world around you. Consider a churning stomach. If you walk into a bakery and your brain predicts the smell of fresh cookies, it might cause your stomach to churn in anticipation. Your brain constructs this sensation as hunger, and you feel ready to eat. However, if that same churning stomach occurs while you are sitting in a hospital waiting room, your brain might construct that sensation as dread or anxiety. The physical sensation is identical, but the emotional experience is completely different because the prediction changed. This brings us to a revolutionary realization. You are not at the mercy of mythical emotion circuits. You are the architect of your own experience. If you change the ingredients your brain uses to construct an emotion, you can transform your emotional life. You are essentially teaching your brain how to predict differently in the future. We see this in action when people learn to reframe their experiences. For example, many students experience test anxiety. Their brains predict a hammering heartbeat and sweaty hands, leading them to believe they are failing or incapable. But a hammering heartbeat isn't inherently anxiety. It's also what your body does when it is preparing for a challenge, like competing in a sport or giving a big presentation. When students learn to reframe that sensation as energized determination rather than anxiety, their performance often improves. They are training their brains to predict success. You can cultivate this emotional intelligence in your own daily life. The next time you wake up feeling a sense of overwhelming dread, ask yourself, could this have a purely physical cause? Are you tired, hungry, or dehydrated? Your mind will naturally race to explain these sensations by linking them to your work stress or personal problems, but that is just a prediction. You have the capacity to turn down the dial on emotional suffering by learning to construct your experiences more objectively. I am not suggesting that you can simply think your way out of serious mental health conditions, or that life's problems aren't real. However, you have far more control over your emotions than you have ever been led to believe. It takes practice, just like learning a new skill. At first, it requires conscious effort, but with time, it becomes automatic. There is one important warning, however. This increased control comes with increased responsibility. If your emotions are not automatic triggers beyond your control, then who is responsible for your actions? You are. This doesn't mean you are to blame for every feeling, but it means that the experiences you construct today become the blueprints for your brain's predictions tomorrow. Sometimes we are responsible for things not because we are at fault, but because we are the only ones capable of changing them. Embracing this responsibility is the path to a more potent and flexible emotional life. Your emotions are not mistakes waiting to be corrected. They are part of a narrative you are actively writing. You are not a passenger in your brain. You are the one holding the steering wheel. Start predicting a better version of your experience today, because your tomorrow depends on it. Have a nice day.